Oh, there we go. Hey, everybody! Welcome to Gate.
Can you do those things with the vines again? I like.
Oh boy! So last time when we last left our heroes, they had just come back from Pelesse. You know, heaven, talking with the gods.
Visiting gods.
They received boons and
Air boon.
became charges to, well, who remembers? I know Alora's watched so much.
So much Aldgate.
I watched last week's game.
Like which gods were which boons?
Yes.
Well, Eliza and Adalia, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
She got her like sword spirit broken and
Adalia's wrath.
fixed, and then put in her bow, and he can talk, and that's totally normal. Stratos and me got my dagger upgraded. That was pretty sweet. Willow and Saley got, you got a whole.
You made my pores tingle.
Verena and Argoon, and he got true sight ish. And then Orlok and Aegon and his dragon. In his staff, and his rip in the staff being healed.
Yeah.
And I got
It wasn't really
trap.
broken.
You
I
got
got a
what?
very booby trap.
Booby trap.
The skull returned empty.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
And Zangarus made to forcibly walk to hell, which was probably one of the most disturbing things I've ever had described to me yet.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty terrifying.
It was awesome. I mean, awful.
Awful.
I mean,
Awful.
that guy gave us nightmares on purpose,
Yeah.
It's fine.
and he turned our friend into a chaos demon almost.
Also that.
So, fuck that guy.
Yeah. Right in his spot.
We learned that Hallie was okay.
Oh yeah, and
Octavian.
Octavian.
Yeah.
Dead, but in a good way.
Good dead.
Good dead.
Yeah.
I like to think that's exactly how Eliza said it. Oh, he's good. dead.
He's good dead.
Uh-huh.
And then we bounced back and chatted with some wizards.
Yeah. I think Master Quill really wanted to know what our experience was like.
Oh, I didn't hear that part in the recording. It ended sort of before that.
Yeah, we didn't really get to
Do
that.
that part.
Well, because
I kept
got
trying to get back into it,
distracted.
and it just never happened. So
We got
Yeah.
really distracted.
then we started talking about campaign 2.
Yeah, and it all unwound from there.
Yeah. It was...
all right, and real fast, if you haven't done this yet, go to your audio settings.
In Zoom?
Yep.
That was a dumb question. I'm sorry.
Nope. Actually, it's that's a legit question.
Oh, God. Okay.
And then make sure automatically adjust microphone volume is not clicked under audio profile.
Mine is not.
Copy. I just changed it.
Hang on.
Okay, speakers are there.
Mine is not selected. Am I still quiet?
You're good. How am I doing?
Sound good?
Good.
Sweet.
Unclicking that, basically, that's the key to not having having your voice cut off when somebody else starts talking, I think.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's just been hindering me for the last 3.5 years of us playing. Or whenever we started recording. Definitely not.
I played with a bunch of young folks last Friday, and They all really, really know this shit.
Yeah.
Well, well, well.
Mhm.
Hey, John, I just linked you to the draconic thing that we talked about. I wrote it up. So I sent you. It's probably here. I'll send you the link in Discord.
Link in bio.
Link in bio.
That sounds like the name of someone who was born in 2023.
Oh,
This is my son, Lincoln Bio.
Ugh, barf.
It's Lincoln. And he's a bio creature.
This is cupboard.
Yeah, let me know if that's okay.
CUBBARD.
No, CUBBAHARD.
I am a hard.
Cabard.
Hard.
Cabard.
Guys, I come hard.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
I bear hard.
Rawr. Bare hands.
John, question about the Netherlight. Do I need to do something to add that to my inventory?
Oh, I was gonna totally make all this stuff for you over the week and then didn't.
Cool.
Cool.
I can live without it for a bit.
I made a list.
It's fine.
It's
Did you
in my
check it
drafts
twice?
folder. I did actually. I checked it a few times. I never got around to it though. At one point, I duplicated a magic item. Don't remember whose it was. I think it may have been the Hackles. I think it may have been your armor.
Sweet. Let's check it
Yeah,
out.
I duplicated it to make the new version, and then it was like,
I have complaints.
Good.
something
Listen, Eliza's still adjusting. She hasn't gotten figured out yet.
yeah.
Yeah, we have a learning curve with this.
Mhm.
You know, if there isn't combat right away, maybe it won't matter,
Mhm.
right? Cool. Anywho. Yeah, just don't try to kill me.
I like number 6, Brian.
Yeah. Try to make it sort of, none of these last for more than a minute, so it isn't,
Cool. All right. Well,
Rocking and rolling.
yeah. So you swish back to the prime material plan. You're back in the temple, and the grand machismo says, "I'm really on top of things today." Like turns around and basically it's as if you had only been gone for a minute, and he was just leaving, and you've returned. I think you were just leaving the temple, and what would you like to do?
well, that happened.
Party.
That was a lot.
We should probably inform the king that the skull is taken care of.
Mm.
The archmages.
Guess.
Yes, but you'd think would be particularly grateful to his subjects that were directly involved with saving the realm.
He's not our king.
No. I'm saying
We could do with a bit of favor right now.
Willow had a title. She should have her title back.
Thought she was called Willow.
Yeah, but I mean, we were all the king's musketeers at one point.
I wasn't. Everyone wasn't.
You weren't. Okay, those of us who aren't Draken were.
It's fair.
Yeah.
And earning favor with the king, with whom your country is fairly friendly, is not necessarily a bad thing for your cause, is it?
Friendly is perhaps a generous term.
Friendly for now, maybe.
The point stands.
I like to think he said friendly, and then two Draken like look at each other and then look back and are like, maybe, maybe friendly. That's
We're at least on the same side when it comes to demons.
sure. Yes.
Thank the gods for that.
One
Mhm.
would hope.
Personally, we can thank them personally.
So. Mm-hmm.
Did you feel like they would touch and then it was like being
Your words.
light?
Yeah, just being so totally at peace and at ease.
And also ambitious at the same time. Like it didn't make me
Yes.
I wanted to
Hard.
defeat evil, and also, it's okay. We good.
Man, Eliza's gonna make the weirdest paladin.
I love it.
That's the name of the children's book about her. The weirdest paladin.
The weirdest paladin ranger.
She insisted on doing her own illustrations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well,
I feel different.
Yeah, I feel stronger, better.
Uh-huh.
Does your constitution feel stronger? He just kind of like does one of those. Shall we? We have a friend named Jacques who is good at showing people.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I was so not on that same wavelength with you.
What wavelength were you on?
The drink. I didn't get the drink. I'm
I
sorry.
promise I'm good with my hands. Maybe I just need.
and Kismet just whispers aside to Eliza, just like, he has no idea how dirty everything that he's saying is, does he?
He's worse than
Use your hands in that manner, Ergun. Perhaps you should wait till people.
Like, I'm not
I-
alone,
I
right?
didn't
It's
know it was possible.
literally everything.
Everything he's so, but it's also sexy at the same time.
No, I like to think this is happening, and then like Orlac sort of like leans into view and says, "Draken are ambidextrous and double jointed," and then leans back out.
I was given true sight, not true hearing. What are you saying?
We should go.
We should go to the king,
We need to go to the king. Yep.
To the king!
or try to get an audience with the king. But I do assume that saying we just came back from Palais.
Well, maybe we should go to the wizards and then go with the wizards to the king.
Yeah, I feel like they
Or
would.
maybe we can go to the king, and this is important enough that the king will send news to the wizards to come to him. What time is it?
It'd be easier to
just
get
left.
the wizards, though.
Let's go through the wizards.
They're cool. They'll be way more excited than the king anyway.
That's true.
John, what time is it? It's like afternoon?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, late afternoon, probably about 4:30.
Sweet.
So I turn to the bishop who's been standing there this whole time, or the high priest, and say, "We're done now, thank you," and walk past him.
Well,
Oh, actually, I'm gonna go past him, and as we pass, I'll say, "Your god says hi," and I'll keep going.
Kismet takes a certain amount of pleasure in the confident awkwardness of Orlac's demeanor and just sort of smothers a laugh and shrugs and like gives a little salute and walks after him.
Eliza stops him and sorry, go ahead.
No. You keep going.
Okay. Eliza stops him and very sincerely looks at him and goes, "Your prayers are very important. They give the gods strength in their battle against evil. They told me so." And then walks out.
Did you witness?
Witness
He
what?
kind of like scampers after you.
Hold on. Yes.
Willow, you're saying something?
No, you're good.
He's
I was doing an impression of him.
If you ever could come back and tell me about what it was like to meet them, I would love to hear your okay, bye.
We're probably going to tell the king and the wizards now.
Oh, I'll come.
Just
Okay.
go. Yeah.
Close
like
up
one of
for
those-
me, okay?
Is this like one of those moments like we're walking and like more and more people are like joining the group?
Well, yeah, like some of us are the.
on the choir. We're going home and getting.
And then I'm gonna lean into my.
They're going to tell. They're going to tell. They're going to tell.
I think it's more like the safety dance video.
Yes.
The dawn is getting the skull.
Hey, look at that. It's them. No, they're the dawn.
They're the Dawn now.
I love that our name is the Dawn now. It fits us.
The Dawn
I
now.
think John is particularly happy that we're not them anymore.
Them anymore.
We actually have a name.
At heart.
Yeah. Of course.
And in particular, I do like the dawn.
The Dawn.
Mm.
It also fits us. We
Yeah,
are
and it,
light
like,
fighting
came up-
out of the darkness.
And it came up naturally.
Yeah. Well, you know, some of us have some really cool, godly imbued items now.
Mm-hmm.
So we probably have an air about us that's just very attractive.
I was
So we'll just
I was
gather
watching John's game earlier this week, and someone was like, "Well, we are heroes of Highkeep," and I was like, "No, you know, we're heroes of Highkeep. Have you realized? I don't think." And I was like, "Okay, no, calm down,
reel it in.
reel it in. It's just a game."
I will physically fight you right now. Don't think I'm messing around.
You exit the church, where you come across a bunch of blue tabards. Or were they black and gold? Black and gold tabards, the King's Musketeers specifically, and Miles had come to meet you down at the church. He's like, was it successful? And he just like, there's just something different about you all. Particularly like Willow's armor somehow looks more regal, and you know the bow is crazy, and there's just something about you, and he starts kind of tagging along too, and a bunch of musketeers like they're like a spearhead in front of you, and he's like, where are we headed?
Can we say that Urgun's eyes are just very magnetic? They're just very pretty. Because I all I got was true sight, so you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are his eyes like blue now and glow a little bit?
They cast beams.
Yeah.
They're like tiny little.
Ooh.
Constantly on high beams.
Yeah. You need to turn your eyes down a little bit.
We're headed to Avery's workshop, right? To the wizards?
Yes.
Wizards,
Yes.
yes.
And Miles says, to Voxferry. And the musketeers just kind of clear the way for you on the way. And you see it actually isn't very much the safety dance video where as you move through the city, more and more people are kind of like, wow, who are they and where are they going? And particularly since you're in the upper city, which is full of upwardly mobile nobles, they all want to know what's going on, and are very quick to hop in line and try to, you hear whispering behind you, rumors and about what's happening, and demons, and they're gonna banish the demons, and you know, they've got direct orders from the gods. And
Relax muttering to himself, sort of
Yeah.
as he's walking along. Just no.
Out there?
And
Eliza looks like she's muttering to herself, but she's talking to her bow.
Is everybody just talking to their
Not
new
about anything in
now?
particular. She just has a new friend.
Well, like, or every so often you'll hear Orlac say something like, "No, I'm sure the city was smaller then." Yes, humans multiply very quickly. No, I'm not going to do unto how.
not as fast as orcs.
Orloc's got a new friend in his head. A very vocal one.
New old friend.
New old friend. A more vocal friend.
Lieutenant Miles takes you into Vox Ferry, where you meet with Avery, or with Master Quill, who takes you behind the bookcase, through the grand hall, up the stairs, and into the workshop. It's more than a workshop. It is an office, and it's a fairly big place. There's a little sitting area where Lucen is still there, and so is Avery, and they're going to stand as you enter. And like, did everything go well? You just left. Oh.
We're back. And Kismet just sort of casually takes out the dagger of Stratos, and it's sort of just crackling with a wee bit of electrical lightning energy, and it smells just a little bit more like iron in the air. And it just sort of crackles as she tosses it in a circle and catches it, and then just puts it back in the thing and like gives a little cheeky smile.
Oh, well, why don't you sit and tell us what happened while you were away?
Well, we happened to achieve more than one objective on our travels, and perhaps this conference is best had, including the king. And she brings out the skull, now nullified, so I'm assuming it looks somewhat different than it did before in some way, or at least magically it would register as like empty, and shows it to them, knowing that they would be able to see.
Didn't he shatter it?
No.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Back
That's right.
to me,
Yeah,
you,
that's right.
Eulorian.
You might need that later.
No, to examine, to prove that, we did the thing.
Yeah.
Well, this is all quite a bit to take in. What
It was for us as well.
What in return did the gods ask of you?
She looks at Eliza.
Well, we are now their champions.
No, these are archmages. Yes, they're powerful for humans. No, I'm not going to ask them. Yeah.
We have been asked to complete 2 tasks, one of which will take us to the Fey realm, the other of which we believe may close whatever portal has been opened to hell and stop the demon incursion.
The weakening of the veil.
You know
And
what
we
is
described to her, I think we go into a description to her of how the gods described the veil to us, what we saw of the veil, and how we believe that a piece of the veil has been weakened, which is allowing this demon incursion.
And the monoliths anchored.
The
Yes.
whole veil is weakening. The monoliths themselves are weakening, which weakens the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
The individual damaged monoliths must be repaired.
That's what we've been asked to do.
the monoliths powering the veil?
Mm-hmm.
They channel the. Seems like to me they power the channel. Oh, sorry.
They're the anchor to this physical plane through which their magic created the veil, separating us from Aleste.
Oh, And you see like all of them like are just writing furiously.
I've prepared several pages. I prepared an entire dissertation. I will transcribe it for you.
In the meantime, though, we would like to request an audience with the king. We believe he should be involved in this discussion.
Yes, I could not agree more. Shall we?
Is Lucan still here?
Yes.
I'll say, and word must be brought to the Empress as well.
Yes, of course.
So do we head that way?
Yes. She says, Lieutenant Miles, be dear and tell Sir Marcus Valari that Marsilio Valari that we need to see the king and it is urgent. He says,
Fetch Allard de Longueville while you're at it.
Aye. You got it. And he kind of smiles and winks and takes off, and you hear him giving orders different people as he's headed down the stairs.
You're up so fast.
And then she kind of gathers her things and says, please tell me more along the way. And Lucen says, I shall return shortly, and I must report to the Empress.
I'll bow to him before he goes. Archmage.
It's Orlak. And he goes over to to a hallway that leads to some teleport circles. Master Quill leads you downstairs and out of Vox Ferry. He's staying though, as that's his charge. And there's a buzz about the upper city right now. And you're walking through. You've got like Musketeer leading you, and you've got the Archmage of the kingdom, and everybody is very curious about what's going on, and they take you to the palace where Marsilio Valari announces you for the king, and
so as we're walking, Orlak is going to pull out his mirror and leave. His wife's not there at the moment because she's probably out fighting, so he'll leave a message, and and you guys probably overhear it, and he's just like, no, it's me, I'm back from Palais, I made it fine, talk later, and then puts the mirror away.
Eliza is walking up to anyone who makes eye contact with her and going, your prayers strengthen the gods in their fight against evil. Your prayers strengthen the gods in their fight against evil.
Make persuasion checks.
Oh my gosh.
She's turning into an evangelical.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
What I'm playing.
Tiffany. This is where your next character's cult comes from.
Right. Oh my god.
Eliza started the cult.
Persuasion. First one is a 17. Second one is a 15. Third one is a 10. I mean, I can go all night.
As you say it, people and they stop to pray.
Adalia loves you.
Sir Marsilio Valari says, Your Majesty, I present to you the Dawn. And you can see that there are people running in, putting on, nicer coats and everything, just trying to, so they're not left out, including Eliza, your father. And Allard comes running up, basically just catching up with Miles.
So let me jump in here real quick, John. So when Allard comes up, Eliza, I think you see him, and I think you see each other at the same time. And to you now, all of a sudden, he is surrounded by this nimbus of like golden energy. And he's seeing like a similar thing, like maybe like a whatever color a dahlia is, like a not pink, or I don't know what the color is, but thing around you. And there's like that look, that meeting of the eyes, and it's like this is how I imagine paladins like see each other all the time.
Yes.
And he just bursts out laughing. He's like, no. Yes, I mean, yes, but.
And I just kind of like, I feel like Kismet is right next to me, and I go, sorry, saw something.
How was it?
A lot.
How it was beyond your wildest imagination.
Oh, shit.
What? We didn't ask about Gregory. We were there. Oh, I'm so sorry, Allard.
Oh, you mean Gregor?
Gregor, yes.
Oh no, I asked Stratos.
Oh.
He's fine.
Of course.
I'm a paladin. We talked to
I know, I didn't know you were that kind of paladin.
Well, I mean,
Stratos is her god. He chose her. She's his champion now.
Yeah, here's the thing. Gods have a lot of champions. It's not like all the paladins of Stratos suddenly get like disenfranchised. But I mean, it's great.
But it's you.
Of course it's you.
Did you tell him about the tale?
What tale? She like turns around, like flaunts her tailless ass at her. At him.
He kind of taps his eyes and they glow. He's like, that one. And then he claps her on the shoulder. Come on, noob. Let's go see the king.
You walk inside and you can see Kaith and Trina Marshall, king and queen, up at the front of the grand hall in their thrones. Everyone stands as they enter, and you're entering. And you see Trina just kind of like takes a step forward and says, welcome back, the Dawn.
Your Majesty.
It seems as though you have just left.
For this
but I
world,
can see
have,
perhaps you were successful.
for this world, it may have been moments. For us, it was almost a full day. And I think at that point, we start to tell them the tale of how we had to defeat the demon snake, the true Johannan.
Who wants to do a performance check? Or actually, Eliza does,
Yeah,
but with advantage because I assume everyone else is kind of popping in and helping.
for sure. Eliza takes the lead, though.
What's the name of this chapter?
18.
18.
Eliza
You're
tells
like C-3PO with the Ewoks. Toronto gosh. And Newt Vader.
But then many of us were struck with fear, and we were forced to flee from the serpent. But Orlok bravely stood in force along with Willow Hickling, and casting spell after spell and arrow after arrow. They didn't have arrows. And fighting tooth and nail with the serpent, they grappled. The serpent flung them to the ground and spewed his ichor upon them. Ergoon and Kismet and myself fled as well we could.
I didn't get any ichor on me.
They were there.
They were there until they were able to wrestle the
watched it
spear
happen.
off and join into the battle. And then with a great roar, the true Johannan was defeated.
You hear a little voice. True Johannan? What does that... And you look over and you see Mina is like, what
Okay.
sort of trouble were you in?
It's fine. We met the gods. It's good. It's good. It's good.
We're here.
Kismet leans over to Orlok and goes, "Can you cast an image? Can they show it to them?
You sure you want to scare all these people?
Well, tell them what you're doing."
No, I mean, seeing it is very frightening. I just want to make sure you're okay.
Remember what happened to
before I do
you.
it.
I think they need to know what they're up against.
All right.
Magical effects from it. It's not really here.
So I'll step forward and say, Your Majesty, with your permission, I will summon an image of it. And you can see our true foe.
Oh, by all means.
So I'll cast, respect this spell. Yeah, I can do it with this, can I? Yeah, I'll cast an illusion spell and in the air, and
Orlok just kind of waves his hands about, saying some things. And as Eliza, as you tell the story, the heads pop up, and it's kind of see-through, or unless Orlok is trying to make it really realistic.
no, I'm sort of making it like as partially illusionary because I don't want to freak people out too much.
Yeah. And people kind of, they're like, dear God, what is that thing? And at the end of it, they're like, well, these creatures, they're trying to take our realm.
Indeed.
The gods have protected us.
But this is what they and we are up against.
And
But
what
we
did
know
they...
as the Johannan are mere babies compared to the real thing.
Or at least corrupted mortals, corrupted by these things.
Right. So what did they say that we need to do? Or you need to do? Because why are the Johannan here?
The barrier is weakening between our world and the demons. We must repair the damage so that the prayers of mortals will continue to power the gods in their fight against demons.
Your prayers strengthen the gods in their battle against evil.
It's no
And
metaphor.
I think when you say that, the king looks at Allard and Allard's like, told you.
He just flicks Allard a gold piece.
Yeah.
It's no
A
metaphor.
gold crown.
Yeah.
Our prayers and our faith are what strengthen them in the battle they fight constantly on our behalf. The veil exists to keep us safe, and now we have to do our part to help keep ourselves safe. We all 5 have been marked champions to the gods and tasked with doing our part to repair the damage that's been done. We must keep up the front.
To that end, I can sense a monolith to the north. We should make haste to it. It's the closest one that's weakening. Can I get any kind of sense, John, of how far north it is?
Up somewhere north of Dalholm.
One moment. Processing.
Processing. I thought that we had agreed to do Kismet's deal first.
We had.
We had,
The gods told us to. Yeah.
but Orlok might not see it. that way.
Sure.
That'll be a fun role-playing conversation we can have. Where the hell's Dalholm?
The land of the
Kilkeen?
Oh, right. Yeah, I was looking for a city.
and I had to look it up too.
It's somewhere north of Dalholm, maybe Baldur, perhaps beyond.
And the king says, well,
When, during the War of the Souls, when we fought the Telsheen, there was one of these obelisks. The Telsheen cracked it, pulled something from it. And that's when the Johannan marched in force onto our planet, into our world.
It's been a while then.
I don't believe that.
Who knows more of, if anything, of what they took? What? Forgive me, I'm not a rabid student of history.
They took a piece of the obelisk. A sphere. About yay big. We chased them down, but they summoned a pit fiend. And we were forced to face that, and we lost the Johannan who had taken the piece. We didn't know the purpose of these obelisks until now.
So in order to repair it, we're going to need to find that Johannan, or that piece.
Yeah, the piece.
Say that again, sorry.
You said the Johannan ran off with the sphere.
Yes.
Did the gods give us a sphere? Am I remembering this wrong?
They did not.
So first we need to find the sphere.
It may not be that simple. Because John, the thing the king is talking about happened down near Mornhaven, right?
Kelshaz.
I thought the monolith date that they broke open was south. Yeah.
It's the north today.
Okay.
Yeah.
The powers of chaos flooded through the gate, destroying much of Kelshaz, warping the land, bringing strange magical creatures to it. If you are headed there, be careful. I am sure you are prepared. Powerful.
Yes.
The gods have asked us to perform one task before that one.
We should discuss this later, Eliza.
But we will be doing this task. We have been asked to, and we will. And I look over at Mina and then back.
She says, and she grabs your hand and squeezes it.
Oh.
He says, very well, let us adjourn the formalness of this moment. And everyone kind of falls out for a moment.
Sort of as it's all dissolving, Kismet says to the king somewhat, not informally, but more quietly, like just to him, get your people to pray, my king. They need it.
Actually, you saw them take in the prayers, and
It quite literally gives their power to them. Without it, they would be nothing.
Well, perhaps we need a new religious, and you can see the high priest is not far away. It's like, yes. Says, yes, perhaps we need a new
International Day of Prayer or something, and we can all get together and make some.
I think we shall need more than a day.
Can make some.
A day would be a good start.
We can make some festivals, perhaps.
Yeah, it's a tall order for Highkeep, who is somewhat secular.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
They're much more like, look at this cool stuff we can build.
That'll be an easier task
Highkeep
for.
is definitely very religious. They're just not part of the Empyrean Church. They have their own church, but it's a little more like modern days where people kind of go to church. But
Well, I mean, it's the same church. It's just like the Protestants and the Catholics. Like,
yeah, so it's a different church.
offshot. So, it's like an offshoot at one point.
It's a different church, same religion.
Yeah.
Just a different flavor.
Well, because the Empyreans are really pretty serious about the whole religion thing, and they can be a bit of a drag. If you ask a Highkeep person. The High Priest of Imperia is going to be like, see, motherfuckers? See?
What did I tell you? Pray, motherfuckers, pray.
I think
So,
she
I
was just finished with it's about finding a connection with a god. Any god. Every god. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where you are. Churches are nice, and it's a great place to organize and have a relationship with the community. But if I've learned anything in my time in Pelesse, it's that everyone's relationship with the divine is entirely their own. Guide them as you will, but the key is letting them find it for themselves in everything.
I find that taking a moment before I eat to send thanks, I call it grace. That is very helpful for me.
Sorry, is this campaign 2 already? What?
Be real hard keeping Tiffany out of that character.
No, that character is against the gods. It's very different.
Sure, she's against the gods.
Mhm.
We should adjourn and discuss our next moves.
Indeed.
As you start to move away, Eliza, your father approaches and says,
I embrace him heartily.
You embrace him heartily.
Heartily.
He kind of stands there rather stiff.
And then I take a step back.
He says, I understand you've gotten engaged.
Indeed.
Well, you have the king's permission. However, the person you're marrying is a commoner beneath you, beneath the Northwood name. And suddenly there's a hand on his shoulder. You follow the hand and you look up, and it's the queen.
My lady.
And the king stands behind her. And she says, you're right. This would never do. Mina, we need someone in charge of research, magical research for our kingdom. And with that title comes also the title of Baroness. She's like, me, Baroness, really?
Obviously,
Yes.
you were meant for it.
I think you've earned it. And do you have any problems with that now, Lord Northwood? He says,
still commoner of common blood. And then says, and there's also the matter of one other thing. And he motions to your mother. The king motions to your mother. He says, this fine woman here has told us that your father imprisoned her.
That is the tale I've heard told. I fought many a fight looking for proof of it, however.
We did go into an interdimensional prison and bust her out of it.
Yes. Talked with her at great length.
Regardless, I will witness that as a child he stole me from her.
Indeed. Kidnapped you away from your mother, who at the time was a citizen of Highkeep, living on our lands. And you see your father kind of, and he says, therefore you have wrongly imprisoned one of the subjects of Highkeep, Master Northwood. And he turns and you see this man in a black doublet behind him, who you have seen before. He says, Signore Distraza. You see, this is Bruno Distraza, the High Lawmaster. And he says, if you would. And he comes up and he says, Master Northwood, you're under arrest for imprisoning, unrightfully kidnapping and imprisoning this woman who at the time was a lord herself. And Allard leans over and goes, they never got divorced. And
then he winks at Eliza.
Yeah. And he's like, you can't arrest me. And they like pull his dagger out, and you see like the king's guard come behind him and they shackle him.
Just one.
And the queen says, yes, take him to the tower.
One moment, may I?
Absolutely.
And I look at him and I say, this will never be enough for what you've done. And the sad thing is, as a child, I wanted to love you. And I cast Searing Smite on him.
Searing Smite you use in conjunction with hitting him, basically.
Yes, No. I'm doing it gently. I grab his face and say, as a child, I wanted to love you. And then, oh shoot. There we go. And then I cast Searing Smite with, I think, 3 + 5 fire damage. So 8 fire damage. I cast it at level 1. I'm not.
Are you trying to just like leave a mark on his face, or are you actually trying to injure him in the presence of the king?
I'm just trying to leave a mark on his face.
Okay. Because one of those is probably bad.
Yeah. I feel like the king is a little okay with it right now.
Starts with the next time you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack. But we'll say yes. You channel the power of the gods fresh in your blood, and you just kind of and
it leaves just a little burn mark of my hand on his face.
Mm-hmm.
And then I take a step back.
Mm-hmm. And you see the king and queen look away for a moment as you do it.
Allard doesn't.
So sorry, your majesties.
Sorry about what? I haven't seen a thing.
I enjoyed every minute of it, your majesties, says Allard.
Your father kind of looks at you in just absolutely with searing eyes and says, at least I know the Northridge name, or the Northwood name, will continue.
Mina, what's your last name?
Mina?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, let me look that up.
Mina, perhaps I should take your last name. What do you think? Or at least our children should. It
You can always just make up a new one.
might be an enjoyable exercise.
But it was Griffin.
Griffin?
Mhm.
What about South Lake?
Everyone's just like throwing out names. South Lake is lovely. Griffinwood? Griffin.
Lord Southlake, who's on the other side of the room, is like, hey,
Right here, you guys. Nobody remembers me.
West Swamp?
Oh God.
Griffin is nice, and I do like Griffinwood.
Alard's like, Eliza Griffin has a great ring to it. Very bardic.
I like the composition. Eliza Griffinwood. I might have to discuss this.
And Bruno de Strata and his guards take your father and lead him out of the room. And the queen and king look back at you and say, well, Duchess Northwood, I think a celebration is in order when you return. A coronation of sorts.
I believe it will take me a moment or two to situate this in my mind. But regardless, you have my gratitude.
Well, it wasn't us that orchestrated this. You had your mother living with the Longvilles, did you not?
I did. They're wise and wily people, are they not?
You see Alard in the background.
Apparently, she told them the story, everything that happened, the mirror, how you came and got her out, how your father killed many people of your village to take you back, and then went back on his word.
He has been obsessed with progeny and fortune. When we were in Palais, I saw a man whose soul had been corrupted, have the corruption shed from him. And it changed me. Knowing that evil is shackled to us, and us choosing good is the only escape we have from that evil. I think for a moment or two, seeing the shackles of darkness removed and the soul of goodness shone beneath gave me some hope that perhaps someday my father could do the same. But the difference between Palais and here is in Palais, well, it's a little more eternal.
And Alard, of course, pipes up right about then and goes, and some people are just assholes.
And some people are just assholes.
And Lady de Longueville says, and your father was a great asshole, and I don't like a great, like a big one, gaping asshole.
Yes, mother.
She's like, I'm sorry, Allard, but it's true. And sometimes, I can't help myself, especially after we drank that wine. I wish we had known we were coming here.
It was good wine, though.
It was very good wine.
Lady de Longueville, you know what they say about giant assholes? Lots of shit. I turn and I grab Mina and I go, Duchess?
She's like this. Yeah, and like you, and she just kind of hugs you and hold on to you for a second. She's like, this is a lot.
You never thought this would happen when you attacked our
It's a good lot. I'm just really freaking out right now.
It's a lot, yeah. Well, perhaps you and my mother can move into my castle while I repair the hole.
It's more of an estate.
Alard, shut up!
Long.
You can move into our estate while I repair the hole that allow demons to escape into our world.
Yes,
we're also going to the Feywild. That's another.
Right.
about all of that, did you need any help?
Yes. Yes. You're really powerful.
I know.
I get so distracted by how hot you are that I forget how powerful you are.
Well, I am distractingly hot as well.
You really are.
And Alard's like, Your Majesty, perhaps you would like to try some of this wine. He's like, okay. Yes, they say, we'll
catch up later.
Your private affairs. And Alard will lead them away, and he'll turn back and grin at Eliza.
And
take them out.
Mr. and Mrs. de Longueville, or Lord and Lady de Longueville, come up and they hug you and give you, like, you know, just parently love. And Alard's father just says, "Oh, I felt so good. I wanted to have him arrested. I wanted to punch him in the mouth so long."
We all did.
Yes. And to watch you burn him in the face.
Well, he burned me a few other times, so he only deserved it.
Yes, he did. Now he's going to live in a... Well, it's not such a shitty jail cell, but it's still a jail cell. He's going to have to shit in a bucket.
And then, like, Janine Jalava slaps him on the arm. Stop it, Henry. Jesus.
Sorry, wine. All right. You all have things to do. We're going to go get the king drunk. And you hear the queen go, "I'm the queen." "Oh, yes. How could I forget, Your Majesty?"
Did we even tell them about the skull?
Nope.
I think it's probably included in the story of everything.
Yeah. I mean, if you told the whole story, then yeah, probably.
You're muted.
We stopped role playing after we did the illusion of the Jehannan, but I kind of imagine that
I need to
finish.
I need to do like the PS episode of that, which is just bullshitting and assing around after we were after we got back, because I think there's some good stuff in there. It's just not necessarily an episode.
That's the after credit scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
So as soon as we're alone, like maybe we're in a side chamber or something, Orlak's gonna go, "We need to go to the monolith."
We need to go to the Fey realm.
Except the gods have told us to go to fix the monolith, or else the world will be destroyed. I'm not trying to undercut the importance of your loved ones, but this is the world we're talking about.
Not just my loved ones, it's the entire Fey realm.
That's
said they were able to take care of that for a little while.
Very well capable of turning into another Zang race.
oh, hang on.
Everyone.
This other person in the room has a question.
The guard. "Oh, you guys, you may not have noticed me, but I was there the whole time." The gods very distinctly said, "We know you have another thing to take care of.
But go do
Take
this.
care of that first."
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm aware.
Orlok, the gods very distinctively said, "We know you have another thing to take care of. Go take care of this first."
Yes, I heard them, and I'm not trying to.
Go against what they said?
Our world is more
the
important.
words of God.
Our world is more important than the Fey realm. I don't care about the Fey realm.
So you're saying that you know better than the gods that just told us that, or they were what? Just being nice?
Yes.
Because that's something that gods do.
No, but gods are realistic. Kismet, would you think that if the gods had said to you, abandon your faith, your loved ones in the Fey realm, would you have done it?
That's not a fair question because they didn't.
The gods were wise enough not to say that to you, but I put it to you that our world is in danger. The gods were worried and were worried. You could hear it in their voices. They're worried enough to make us champions, to reveal these secrets that they've long kept hidden. strategy alone dictates that once our fortifications are firm, then we can venture beyond our walls. But to do so before that just means risking both our world and the Fey realm to utter destruction.
Orlok, time works differently between the Fey realm and here. We may be able to go and do this work in the Fey realm and come back, and barely a moment has passed.
But there are also indications that it works the other way, that time in the Fey realm is longer. We might enter the Fey realm and years have passed here.
We're forgetting that we have Fey royalty in our midst.
And?
Telling me that you know for certain that you completely understand the connections between our plane and the Fey realm. And forgive me, John, I forget the name of the dark place. That's
Shadowfell.
The Shadowfell and the Shadowfell, and how they are linked and work together, and that there's no possible way that there could be any connection between what's going on in the chaos in the Fey realm turning to darkness and the appearance of demons in our land. And I just went to visit a god who, forgive me, I might take offense at the fact that you question my faith enough to say that a god chose me and decided to take pity on some sort of emotional attachment I might have that might be less important or more important to me than the faith of the god which called upon me to be his champion. If you question for a moment whether or not I would have made that choice, then you don't know me at all. I chose not to answer because it's none of your goddamn business. I choose not to question the word of a god and how and what they told me to do. So I will be doing it in the way in which I was instructed, if that's all.
Perhaps I don't know you, Kismet, because you never struck me as a puppet. And yet, you're willing to obey the gods blindly. That is not what the gods want. The Book of Solidio teaches us to have faith.
He knew every inch of me. You don't think that changes a person?
I'm not saying it didn't.
It changes my outlook. It doesn't change who I am on the inside.
I'm not saying it didn't. But what I am saying is this. You ask, do I know every permutation of the relationship between the planes? No. But do you, Kismet? I am a gatekeeper. I have studied this my entire life. Have you? No, you just found out your heritage. Excuse me. I did not interrupt you, and I would appreciate it if you did not interrupt me. You just found out about your Fey heritage recently. I have studied this my entire life. It has been the focus of my entire life. And while I am not questioning your faith, as newfound or old-found as it may be, I am saying that we must prioritize our actions, not walk blindly into a situation. For if we walk out of the Fey realm, having rescued your loved ones, that is an outcome that we all wish. But if we do that to find that the world has been ravaged by demons and my loved ones are dead, that is not a risk that I will take.
Now who's being selfish?
Apparently both of us. Because if you're not willing to risk your loved ones, why should I?
I'm responsible for an entire people. I am heir to an entire realm. It's not about my 3 loved ones that happen to be taken there. It's about stopping an evil.
And our mission, and the mission to fix the monolith and keep the demons out of this world, isn't?
Also stopping an evil. I don't know how any of this might be connected, but I will take the advice and the guidance of beings far greater than me. I don't see any reason not to.
You don't see any reason not to.
Eliza is gonna step in and say, perhaps we should give this a moment of rest. None of us are taking this lightly. And unfortunately, neither of you are wrong.
Fine. Clearly, my view here is in the minority. So be it. But I will tell you this. If we come out of the Fey realm and you're wrong, and my loved ones are gone, I will destroy all of you. And he turns and leaves.
You would have every right to do so.
He has every right not to go. And she turns and leaves the opposite direction.
Don't like
He didn't say he wasn't going to go. He just...
I don't like the deja vu I'm feeling right now.
Willow, I'm having a little bit of flashback and I am not enjoying it.
If I'm going to follow him, you should follow her.
And this is where the deja vu stops. We will do so, thank you.
See you later.
Mm-hmm.
Ergun finds that Orlok didn't actually go very far. He's like outside in the hallway, just sort of like standing there, like,
Ring.
you know, he has like a hand up again on the wall and is just sort of like, you know, breathing hard and composing himself.
We should walk this way.
Fine.
Perhaps the moving your legs will move your mind too.
Mine's moving too fast as it is.
Just
It's just short-sighted.
can you blame her?
No. I can't, but by the same token, we can't just leave. I mean, we're going to, but leaving this behind us is like leaving an armed foe and you're like alive behind you so he can stab you in the back.
There are more allies here that can be working towards our goals here. There is no one in the Fey realm. The problem in the Fey realm will inevitably be a contagion that will spread here.
Eventually. Be ready by then.
It's not eventually, it's presently.
They're both presently, that's the problem. Besides, I hope she's right. I hope she is the queen of the Fey realm. But to be fair, the Fey lie. Well, they don't lie, they can't lie, but they deceive. This could all just be some strange, elaborate game. They've done worse.
I believe that there is an opportunity for allies within the Fey realm to help us on this plane.
I mean, there's something to that. Of course, it goes against everything we've sworn to as gatekeepers, but you're not wrong. Just not the mouse one. Can the mouse one not be an ally?
We have planes that are battling each other. We need planes on our side.
No, you're not wrong.
I know.
Mated life has done you well, my friend. And he claps Ergun on the shoulder.
We are not that, but I understand.
And at that, Orlax stops. And he turns Ergun around and he looks him in the eye and says, please, you may be able to lie to other people. It's me. We've known each other since the egg.
I will not be bossed around like you bossed Eliza.
Now that was just fun. I'm not bossing you around, but my friend, please.
Speaking of new bedfellows, there seems to be a new one living inside your brain.
He's very chatty.
I can see.
It's like having your grandfather's grandfather, Bear. Miogid. How do you say it, John?
Miogid.
Miogid is no longer in the crook. He's in me. He apparently wants to stay and see the world and how it's changed. I might have liked it better when he was sleeping.
That sounds crowded.
We're going to see the Fae realm, are we? Oh, I have not seen the Fae in 1,000 years.
He's talking right now. He hasn't seen the Fae realm in 1,000 years. He's excited.
I wonder if my old friend Gwenael will be there.
Oh, and he knows that Gwenael won.
It would seem that we already have connections in the Fae realm.
Yay.
If I may, you like to be one that controls, to know, to understand, being that you now have another being inside of you and all the other forces that are at work. Perhaps this is a good time to exercise some flexibility.
Your sister would be the first to tell you that I'm not particularly flexible. However, I can read which way the army's marching. Besides, having this one in my head isn't much of a mystery, considering he's now explained it to me several times. He's explained many, many things, whether I want to know them or not. On that note, Ergun, I apologize to you for years of lectures. It strikes me now that perhaps I've told you things that you didn't care to know in a time and in a way that might have been annoying. In any event, don't think that I didn't see what you did just then, changing the subject. I'm not pushing, Ergun, but between you and me, I think we both know that if the question came up, are you mated or not, we both know what the answer is.
The answer is...
don't. Just don't.
Not mine to make.
It's sort of half yours to make. That's how this works. Josvi, well, no, I do see what you mean. I wasn't really given much of a choice by your sister either. Huh.
It's safer that way.
Well, yes, your sister's very scary. Love that about her.
I don't.
Yes, you do. Come, let's find some ale.
I know just the man.
Ah, tell me about this man. And I'll put my arm around him and we'll go off to find Jacques, apparently.
Yes, and as you walk away, the camera swings over to Kismet and the others.
When she doesn't know where to go, she goes up. Always. So wherever the closest stairwell, window, balcony.
Oh yeah, there's some like balcony areas up here.
How many flights of stairs are we climbing here?
How tall is the castle, John?
So you're visiting
palace.
Lord Northwood?
It's about 5 stories, and then there's parapets outside. There's a little ways away where the old wall from the old castle is, and then some balconies.
Yeah, I think she knows enough not to do full roof on the royal castle, but like up on a parapet, like a in between.
At the bottom of the stairs chasing her, I look at Willow and I go, we've trained for this. Well, I did. You got carried. And then I go up.
It's a balcony with a railing, and you're just like feet through the railing hanging over the side. That sort of thing? Yeah.
Accurate.
Yeah. Well, on 3.
1,
2.
3.
I push you over and I run up the stairs.
Oh my God! I run after you. This is not the right emotional state.
What? I can't hear you. You're so far behind.
I'm
This is echoing up the tower, and Kismet can hear it, and it's like she's doesn't look angry anymore, just firm, but manages like a little bit of lightness behind the eyes and a tiny smile, hearing them, knowing what to do.
Can we roll to see who gets up to the balcony first?
Yes, athletics checks, both of you.
Fuck, I'm not athletic.
natural 1.
Oh no!
Oh.
I fall down. I trip real hard. Eliza's got a little bit of a fat lip by the time she makes it to the top. It's fine. It's fine.
I also tripped, but I didn't totally eat shit.
Fucking stairs. I freaking hate stairs. We never just understand.
I love this image where like Kismet's just like peacefully like looking out wherever she's going, and then just, like the other two are just like stumbling, exhausted, bruised.
No, I think if it stays on Kismet, like she hears them like coming closer, and then there's like now their voices are farther away again.
Wait, what did you roll?
I rolled a 2.
Okay, well I may have gotten a natural 1, but I have a +9 to my acrobatics.
I have a +0.
Not acrobatics, athletics.
+14 to my athletics.
No.
Bella's athletics is really high.
You got a 15.
I rolled a 1, but I got a 15.
See, this is why I have critical failures on skill checks in my home games, because the hilarity is so much better.
So I fall, I get a fat lip, but I beat you up the stairs.
I'm used to Ergun carrying me up at this point. I got used to it.
Yeah, about that. You know what? We can talk about it later, but is he like defined?
Yeah.
Like you guys have had a DTR?
I thought you meant muscles. No, we haven't made that leap yet.
You should probably do that. I think he might be much quicker.
You died.
You killed Ben.
You killed Ben.
Death by muscles.
Great way to go.
Muscles. It just, I'm worried he seems a little more committed than you. And I haven't seen you commit before, so I know this is a big step for you. But perhaps before we jump into another realm after another realm and risk our lives again and again, while he every single time stands in front of and protects you, and exclusively you, and first you, maybe you should tell him how you feel. And make sure he knows where this is headed. Or at least know for yourself.
think I do.
I mean, as someone who's engaged, I definitely have a lot of wisdom to share here.
From above them, through the doorway, they just hear.
Oh, we're clearly in earshot.
I would also like to remind you, I'm pretty sure what Sealy told you to do is to open yourself up to the love, Sealy. Open yourself up to the love you have at home.
Look, I know. I'm not ignoring Sally's words. It's kind of hard to when she's stared into the depths of your soul.
Yeah. It's a weird feeling.
I just haven't had a good moment yet.
That's fair. We came back here, had an audience with the king, arrested my father, and now we're chasing Kismet.
Exactly. Also, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm so happy that bastard is behind bars now.
Yeah, it's about damn time.
It's about damn time. It is.
I think I'm going to visit him in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Would you two just get up here already?
Sorry. Let's go see Kismet.
Let's go. So I think we walk in and we like slide in on either side of her so she's in between the two of us.
Yeah. Kismet sandwich.
So it's the three of you sitting there with your feet hanging over the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Your arms up on like, there's a little center railing bit that your arms are on.
Actually, I have a little something right here. So that was a lot.
Sorry.
I'm not blaming anybody.
No, you were not wrong.
I don't know, I almost felt a little not myself. I mean, I was myself, but yeah. I was...
You have a responsibility now.
I do.
A really big one at that.
I've been struggling with it, and I'll tell you what I told Prill. I don't even know if I want to be queen. And of course Orlak's right to a point. I do want to save the twins. I do want to save Marion. But it's also got nothing to do with me and nothing to do with them. When I looked at Stratos and he looked at me, I felt an anger in me, as burning and as electric as the air around him. And it's not an anger of hatred. It's purer than that. It's an anger of righteousness, not bravado or ego or any of those things that usually get caught up in it, but pure, piercing, burning righteousness. And I can't close my eyes to that feeling. It's within me every moment ever since I may be new to this whole God thing, but I think you two feel it just as clearly as I do in your own ways. And I won't be moved from this. It needs to be done, and I will do it. And I'll have whatever help is offered to me. And if I need to build an army on my own, I can. I don't want you to feel like you have to go.
We didn't leave your side when Hallie left us. And you have delayed this for us for a long time. We made you a promise in Mornhaven. We three, we are bound at the soul. This is not a binding of responsibility. This is a binding of forever. You are of my blood, as sure as if I had been born of you or you born of me.
My kin. Both of you.
I don't want you ever doubting that I would leave your side.
Not for a moment.
Especially now. Plus, need I remind everybody here, pointing to us three, the gods did say they had it taken care of until we dealt with the Feywild, the Fey realm.
I'm sure someone there can do time math.
We just have to get used to this whole praying thing. Send them some strength when we can. Like a symbiotic thing.
Mm-hmm.
We strengthen them, they strengthen us.
We're ticks.
It's an interesting analogy, but yeah, I guess that's one way of putting it.
Besides, if we win this battle in the Fey realm, we can bring the Fey realm along with us to strengthen our cause in an even bigger battle we have.
It would be nice if they weren't the only ones who could drop in an army out of a portal out of nowhere.
Right?
Don't know for certain what exactly I can and can't do.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a mystery, but...
And look, Orlok can argue all he wants. He can come or he cannot come. And it's his choice to make. He's not wrong to care for this world, or his family, or his children, or his duty, or his government. But
it reminds me so much of Allard and Hallie. He's both wrapped into one frustratingly compelling, polished, scaled.
No, he's wiser than both of them. And he's always chasing good, or at least whatever he believes to be good.
I thought we were on the same page. I thought we were all there together. They said the same thing to everyone.
You are.
He was taking a lot of notes at the time. He could have been a little distracted, I guess. Not to get
seeing his daughters, but he's pretty attached to them. Fear will do something to a father that it's a little unexplainable. A good father.
That's like...
I don't think any of us know what that's like. Kismet, you might be the only one who has even... Well, Willow, your father is good. But he wasn't there.
I was pretty upset with him when I found out he was still alive.
Yeah. My father is in prison for life for the abuse he gave me.
And your mother.
And my mother.
Well, all I know of my father is that if it hadn't been me, it would have been him. I have to do this. It's what they wanted. And I genuinely believe it's what's best for this world.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
In the morning.
I've got to find Prill. Sir Christopher?
Oh,
Hello. Sorry. Just eating a nut. Not listening.
Can you get a message to Prill? Were they
Can't
able
find
to
her.
cross over yet, or are they still here?
I think they're still
She
here.
left. She went to go cross over, but I don't know where she is.
Right. We'll check her room, see if she left a note. Reach out to any of her contacts, see if she's been heard from.
Aye, Captain.
And I imagine actually how I dismiss my familiar is that like he's on my shoulder and I hold him in my hand and then I just sort of pop him up off my hand and twist my fingers underneath him and it looks like he like shoots back into my fingers and like sort of disappears.
the fact that we didn't know you were a fae. Right? Seriously.
So, the sun starts to set as you all have had your individual conversations with each other about different things. Is there anything else that you want to wrap up this evening? If anyone else?
What about Jacques?
What about Jacques? Here are the oysters, just like you ordered, messieurs.
And so Orlok's like looks at everyone. So you just eat the shells, so you just the whole thing.
Right in the back.
Somewhere Willow is just hanging her head.
These are good, crunchy.
How much calcium?
Like the texture. I feel like we just each have like a large, or at least I don't know how you pile, a large pile, and then like a large, not glass goblet thing, whatever,
Jug.
stein.
Yes. Yeah, they have basically like big jugs of wine that they come around and like fill people's stuff with, and you get one of those. And I imagine it's kind of like Ron Swanson. You know, I want all the oysters you have. Now, I'm afraid what you heard me say is I want a lot of oysters. What I said was I want all the oysters you have. And so you've got piles of oysters that you're just chucking into your mouth and talking. They're really good, especially with a little hot sauce.
Nice.
Yeah, I just want oysters right now.
Sorry.
I think we eventually climb down
Mm-hmm.
and we get to the bottom and I go, where are we staying tonight? Oh my God, we can stay at my manor. I have a manor.
Townhouse.
It's not in the city.
I was gonna say, have you moved in already?
Does Northwood have like a
City residents.
townhouse or something?
But he might have a townhouse in the city. It's gonna
There's basically a large apartment.
it's gonna be kind of nasty. We should stay with Allard.
Roll for townhouse.
No. It's not nasty. It's just cold and barren.
Yeah, and it's
If
gonna
you
smell
filled it
like
with flowers and plants and all that sort of stuff.
Didn't the king give you they put rooms aside for us
They did put rooms aside. Oh, we would have the same ones. It's oh my God.
the same day? It's like
It's not an inn.
our stuff's still there.
Oh God, so much just happened today.
So much has happened just today. It's been like 4 days.
You are awfully tired.
let's go to bed. Do you guys want to sleep in the same room?
Yeah.
Like when we used to go to inns and we didn't have funds.
We couldn't afford more than 2 rooms.
Actually, you know what I miss right now? Kevin.
Oh my god. Do you think a lard can still do that?
We're total. Fuck it. We're staying at a Lard's. We're staying in the same room in a Lard's, and he's making us bed.
He's getting us multiple Kevins.
No, when you met a Lard, he didn't have the bag
You
anymore.
need a Kevin. Oh, you didn't have it anymore.
Yeah, he didn't have the bag anymore. It sort of went away during the whole demon invasion thing.
Willow?
He stashed it at his parents' house in the city. That's the question.
Willow?
What?
Can you turn into a bear?
You want a bear? I can turn into pretty much anything.
Can you turn into a bear and cuddle us to sleep tonight?
Didn't you summon woodland creatures or something?
I sure can.
Not for very long, though. But she could stay in wild shape for hours.
But
Wow.
can she sleep in wild shape and get full rest?
It's not like a Lard doesn't have that thing anymore. He probably can still have Kevin's.
No, he does. He lost the thing.
I can summon a Fey familiar for 7 hours.
Who wants to cuddle?
I have speak with animals. So if we can find an animal that wants to cuddle, I can bring home a couple of
I can see this
into a large
conversation with like a real woodland creature. Like, you want me to what?
snuggle. I want you to snuggle.
You're going to eat me, aren't you?
No,
This is-
we would never eat you.
I got to pee over here. You figure out how you're going to get Kevin.
So it's either Willow. So I think we're walking through town at like almost arm in arm, actually debating this. So it's either Willow spends the night as a bear, or like some other large animal, or we use speak with animals and gather some cats and dogs around town, which might be a little smelly. So maybe we convince them to get a bath first. The nice thing about the Kevins was they weren't real enough to smell.
Well, that's the thing is I can summon a wild companion.
Oh,
Yeah.
It would last 7 hours.
okay.
Be me.
Okay.
And yeah, it's not a beast.
That sounds good.
Wild Fey familiar thing. Just like, ask who wants to snuggle before you cast it.
I don't know if that's how it works. It's just find familiar. So I feel like this would have to be something that would align with Willow's Circle of the Coast magic.
Get a fish.
Yeah.
We get a walrus.
That would be even smellier.
Not if it's a Fey.
Put it back. Put it back.
Tusks.
It's a shark.
Manta ray.
I mean, it was Sea Blinky. Would be a big old Sea Blinky.
Sea flap flap.
Polar bear.
Oh,
I mean, you're sort of limited to what you can get with that, though. I mean, the biggest thing that you can get is really a weasel.
yeah.
Can't really sleep on a weasel. Well, I mean, you could try. It just won't be great.
Yeah, because the thing is, if I want to,
Magic is great and everything, but like, I'm also really tired at this point. Do you want to just, because I imagine we're at our rooms at that point.
I like to think that while you're having this conversation, walking down the street, like you pass by Jacques and like the view, like you don't notice through the window of these 2 piles of shells and us like throwing things back. I like to think it's like we don't notice you pass and like you don't see us, and it's sort of that there.
I thought you were eating the shells.
We are.
The pile of shells that they're eating.
Well, those are the ones that we haven't gotten to yet.
Got it. Okay. Well, maybe we just gather all of the pillows we can find.
Kismet looks in the bag of holding and like pulls out her like fluffy woolen coat or like fur coat from when we bought cold weather clothes.
Yeah.
and like wraps it around one of the biggest pillows. So it's like kind of like a little animal.
That's perfect.
Probably pillows in the portable hole, wouldn't you say?
No. Pillows that are in our beds, in our rooms that we were
I know, I
getting.
was just going to say if you wanted more pillows.
Oh, there are more. Yeah, I bet there are.
Definitely pillows.
Wasn't there a whole like living room set up in there?
I think maybe we should
A
stop.
veritable nest of pillows on our very, very large bed.
So Eliza opens up the portable hole and it kind of ashamedly looks down. The entire thing is filled with like hats and clothes and just like random shit. She's like, I have a problem and I've been hiding it.
Oh,
Alarm gave her like 75,000 gold pieces, and she has like 3 left. But no, she has every hat in all gates.
Every hat.
This hat doesn't even look good on me.
Wow.
This is for a giant.
I don't even wear hats.
Kismet just looks over at Willow and like starts like surreptitiously folding the hole, hoping that she'll help her. It's just weird. This problem's gonna go away for right now.
You know what?
We'll talk
Maybe
about this another day.
before we leave, I should stop by some sort of, I don't know, place of goodwill and distribute all of the articles of clothing that I have obtained on this trip.
Oh, you should get them to, give it to people so they pray for it. Like some sort of group of salvation people.
Yes, like a Salvation Army.
They could have a bell that they annoyingly ring all the time
While wearing the hats.
and hand out pamphlets. Sure, that'll work.
They're white ears. Wait,
Right, fat man in a red suit, just ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
You give me a coin, I'll stop ringing this fucking bell.
Yes, I think I will stop by a place of goodwill and start a Salvation Army.
All right. Can we have a night of trying on the hats before you do that?
Absolutely. Montage.
no.
Oh,
I didn't get to have the hat time. You did. I was on a date.
Another montage of hats being forcibly pushed onto Kismet's head.
Start stacking.
Drumpy.
Yeah.
You have food is brought to the room as well as drink. You have a evening montage of
Occasionally
trying on
cuts
hats.
back to the restaurant where it's more oysters, more ale. Cuts back.
Jacques got his coat on. He's like, I have to run down to the docks and buy more. They have eaten so many oysters. All of the oysters.
They have sent out these ships to get the new ones.
That's right. There should be some coming in right now, just as the sun is going down.
So romantic.
Dragoon and Orlac stumble in the wee hours of the morning, smelling like oysters and booze, singing some sort of Draken drinking song. Kettle and drink and kettle and drink and kettle and drink some more.
Probably not too far from some
Moida.
work.
Are we asleep already when they come home, or do they come home to us?
I think you probably wake up.
Wait, I'm confused. But you guys are staying at Alard's though, right?
That's true.
No. You're staying in the palace at your
Staying in
room.
the palace, yeah, in our rooms.
Yeah.
If you guys are still awake.
Well, I'm sure we wake them up when we come in staggering and singing.
Are we also a little tipsy?
Yeah.
Yeah, they brought.
Kismet's
We
been
had
drinking since they left the king.
Yeah, we
She probably
definitely-
got a little shot of something from Alarm's hip flask.
Yeah. We definitely are a little
But you
tipsy.
didn't return to him. He hasn't noticed yet.
We have so many hats.
Little sleight of hand. There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like walking around the house. Celine, where is that flask? He's like, I don't know.
I think I know where everything is.
Yeah.
We're just blowing off
I'm the
steam.
size of a whale. I haven't gotten up out of this chair in 3 hours.
Sleight of hand, I rolled a 30.
You're not even sure if that flask ever existed.
Did I own a flask?
Can you imagine that?
Doesn't seem like me. Yeah, so you probably hear us when we come barging in, like, the door's very loud.
Did the door just talk?
Or singing. I can roll a performance.
Oh yeah, I'd like to roll performance as well. I am so good at this.
And if you're really
Sounds like
drunk,
the-
you can have disadvantage.
Sweet.
Sounds like the boys are home. I'm gonna get a hat.
I rolled a 20 and a 1. I'm epically bad.
Yes.
What is hilarious is that I rolled a 13, but I also rolled a natural.
Odd.
It is not only. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, now I want to get an
That's
actual.
all around.
Hang on.
Laura, I love that hat so much.
Isn't it good?
Yes.
There. Now I can keep my light.
Where
you
in
go.
the world is Willow Hickling?
I'm not entirely convinced that those hats aren't stitched together.
Exactly.
Oh, they're
Except
not.
that one.
And that one.
There you go. You gotta stack them properly.
Proper stacking. There we go.
Now we've all got
What about
hits.
you guys? No hats?
We were drinking eating oysters.
Yes, but they're you come in and they're bringing hats out.
Oh.
Hats. There we go.
Here's our screenshot.
Thumbnail.
This episode is called A Hat on a Hat.
There you
Hats
go.
on, hats on, hats on, hats.
Hats on hats. You they come in, it's late at night, and it is some of the worst singing you've ever heard. It's not just terrible singing, but at one point, while belting out the wrong note, Ergun kind of belches and fire goes and it catches part of the wall on fire.
Which we think is really funny.
Yeah. They think it's really funny. You guys realize they need to somebody needs to put it out.
Oh no.
Oh shit, I got it. I got it.
Throw booze on it.
No, don't.
Ah!
Control water.
Oh, fuck.
Get water.
That's how the second palace went down.
Pat, 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 pat.
Yeah, we're also singing in Draken, so it's probably,
Huh?
what?
What?
Very strange.
I
very
can't
funny.
hear. They're very loud.
Willow Hickling.
Yes, Orlag Verbrenanina.
Close. Look, you were right. Those,
Oh, what?
what are they called, Ergun? Oysters. In the shell. The crunchy
Yeah.
delicious.
You like?
Yes, Jacques kicked us out. He had no more.
Crunchy?
Oh.
They're crunchy, yes.
That doesn't sound like a Jacques thing to do.
But we have this bag. He holds up like this dripping bag. We brought some home to share. Come, feast on our bounty. And he pours it out on the table.
You know you've made it when you go from bacon to oysters. We're kings and
Bacon
leaders
and oysters.
loyalty and baronesses.
Yes.
And I'm
We
gonna-
must have bacon and oysters.
I'm gonna be a Griffinwood.
That is such
Could
a
eat a
good
griffin.
thing. Don't. They're people.
I want to eat a dolphin.
Yeah, don't
Good.
do it.
Yeah, Mina is there too, by the way.
Good.
Yeah.
Hey, he's in hat.
You know
She
what?
is like, normally she's like in her robes and stuff, but she is in her kicking around the house gear
Wear hat.
now, just
I
like
think she's an appointed
Medieval loungewear.
princess
No,
now.
we can't call her Mina. We have to call her Duchess now.
I
No.
thought she was a baroness.
I think you're a duchess until you
I'm a duchess.
actually
You
get
have to call
married,
her.
and then
You have to call her Baroness Griffin.
Baroness Mina Graff.
My lady.
My.
come, put this oyster in your mouth. And I say to Mina,
Oh,
it's crunchy.
Baroness, may I take your bags and get you settled in for the night?
Kismet,
Grabs it and goes,
Kismet,
"You're supposed
join
to
us for
open it
oysters.
first." And she grabs the oyster from Mina and like expertly pops it open with her knife, and then hands it back to Mina open.
She's
that's
like,
how.
That's the best part.
I only eat the middle.
What are you doing?
Here, you can have the outside. You can have the
Both Drake
shell.
and are looking at you guys like,
We don't got your teeth, buddy.
Yeah. Also, I showed Ergun how to eat it properly, and he does his own thing, which I love.
I or like elbows Kismet and showed her how to eat properly.
Oh,
She showed him how to eat properly.
Did you just say that you love how he eats oysters?
Yes, describe in detail. Describe the eating in detail.
No.
have we ever seen Orlok drunk before? Because
No.
I don't know if I like it.
Kismet is delighted in spite of herself.
Your laughter is making Willow uncomfortable.
No.
Willow, do you need a Draken hug?
No, you're a loving partner. I'm sure she would feel comfortable to tell you if she was uncomfortable with anything you were doing.
Shut up. God.
Yes, you will listen to Kismet.
I'm not
She is
listening
correct.
to either.
It's okay, Willow. I'm very good at eating oysters.
Yeah, she is.
same.
What? Yeah. Up top.
Ah, I high five Mina. I'll take that. I'm drinking to that.
Mm-hmm.
Ergun will like whisper to Willow, like, I don't understand.
John,
Your whispering is not that quiet, Ergun. Do you need to go out to the hall?
are you saying you're heading to do something in private?
Shut up, maybe.
Let her make her own decisions. She's a grown ass druid.
Totally, but we can also leave.
Oh.
Just put like something on the door, like I don't know, stocking or hat.
We need so many hats. I can do that.
What?
You guys, look at all my hats.
Look at this one. This one's my favorite. It's
problem.
way too big. I feel like
my grandpa. I don't really know who he is, but if he was, I think this is who he would be.
that's a total grandpa energy hat.
Yeah.
So
Grandpa hat.
suddenly Orlak goes,
No. It's fun to be drunk again. Oh my God. This is like.
Who are you?
It happened again. This is see, I have actually been drinking with two people. See, Orlak is
Give
this
me the wine. How do I say?
he requires food and drink as he has been sleeping for too long, and he
Just give me.
That's Orlok's body?
where have you been putting your alcohol? Where he needs drink.
Oh,
Here.
yeah. He's like eating oysters and drinking it down like as fast as he can, and all of a sudden, goes back to Orlak.
right before it goes back to Orlok, Kismet goes, "Do you catch?" And she throws an oyster at him that he is about to catch. That I imagine when Orlok takes back over, hits him in the
Ow.
It is nice having drinking friends who can
Yeah.
He's
Nice hat.
talkative.
I didn't used to drink.
So the dragon can party.
you
Yeah, that
put
is
this hat on me.
What's the dragon?
He tried to roast three waiters.
And I'm sure you stopped
Oh
him.
no.
Yeah, Jacques is safe,
Two
right?
of them. The job's fine. We had to pay some medical bills for that other one, but it's fine. No damages much. Anyway.
Let me know. I could have healed him.
You were not there.
We can help.
I know.
You were not there, but we talked of you a lot. A great deal.
Yeah?
Uncomfortable amounts of talking.
That didn't happen.
Yes, it did. Quite a lot. There was a lot of advice. Advice from an ancient sleeping dragon is not useful in this situation, however.
I feel like he's just lonely. Like, he's been stuck in this crook for a long time and he's been real quiet. He wants to hang out and have a good time.
You're right. I am very lonely.
What's your name, dude?
That is Mia. Mia, you guys can get through it.
My name.
It's very simple. Draconic, it means dragon.
Oh, I can do that.
And Orlok's like, he's the progenitor of all of Draken.
Holy shit.
He's my great grandpa.
Mr. Draken.
And mine.
Yeah, put some respect on that.
Orlok's sisters and my children. All Draken descend from him.
Sir Draken.
That's some big dick energy there.
Yeah.
I have not asked him the size of his member. It was if you would like to know, I could ask.
No, we're good. He's
quite large.
As a small continent.
As dragons age, they get larger in every respect.
Wow,
He's like some sort of dirty Dumbledore.
So Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Willow Hicklin.
Oh, I know you. You are the mated one of this one. And he points at Ergun. Soon, you should tell him that you are mated. That way he will know.
And are you mated?
This feels like a conversation for the two of them without the two of us.
No.
3 of 4 of us. 5 of us?
Miogan looks at you, Eliza, and goes, No. If we're here, we can be witnesses. Make it official.
Wow. Hang on.
That doesn't feel...
Ergun, can we go out in the hallway?
But then we won't get to hear.
Yeah, that's kind of the point.
I feel like Ergun is that that Homer Simpson meme where he just dissolves
fades into the hedge.
We look for Ergun and he's inside the curtains.
He just ethereal's just
ethereal's out of there.
Ergun is that fairy, can't do that.
Hey, Willow, this isn't fair at all. If you want, I can just teleport us out of here. As long as you're a willing creature, I can take you.
It's really hot.
Drunk teleporting is never a great idea.
That sounds like a special thing for you.
But you got this.
Are you a willing creature?
Yes. Are you willing? Ergun, is she willing?
I'm going out into the hallway.
She seems willing.
You see what you're doing? You're scaring her off. Come on, Willow.
Thanks, Mina. This hat is too big for me.
It's too big for 5 people.
Like, before the camera follows them, Orlok flops into the couch next to Kismet, hands her a bottle and goes, some people are willing but don't know they're willing. Some people don't want to admit they're willing.
That sounds problematic, but...
And some people have willingness thrust upon them.
Sometimes the willingness is inside us the whole time.
The willingness was the friends we made along the way.
Hell yeah.
See, Ergun just needs a good woman to take him in hand and tell him that they're mated. That's how it works.
Willow's already gone.
Well, I just really decided that
shutting the door
right then.
I'm out. Pickles out.
Camera shifts over.
Ergun. Look, I don't know where you went, okay? Ow.
You're muted.
Yeah, I see. He's just kind of chilling over by the end of the hallway.
Why'd you go so far so fast?
I am fast, but not too fat. I don't know.
Shut up, Orlac.
Yo, I am sorry for Orlax and the others for this. It is called for.
I mean,
That's right. I'm going to leave you two alone. Have a good talk.
thanks, Mina. I can't hug you before you
I
leave.
love you so fucking much.
I love you too. I'm obsessed with you and Eliza. I shipped you so hard from the get-go.
Thank you. I kind of did too. She's so awkward. I just love that. I don't know why.
Hey, like she's so awkward it turns charming.
Right?
How the
She's like-
fuck?
I don't know.
Such a perfect little balance.
Hmm. In fact, I'm going to go back to her. You two
Does
talk.
anyone want to see my boobs?
I do.
Mina does. She's on her way.
Suddenly, Misty steps into the room. Oops.
You better go, Mina.
She just Misty stepped into the room.
So hot.
Let's be real. She Misty stepped into Eliza's cleavage.
So Willow and Aragoon outside the door.
Yeah. Look, I know that they're pretty annoying with how forward they are. But I think it's because, like, we work. You know? Do you agree? They like us. They like us together.
I like us.
I do too. I thought you were gonna say more after that.
I
You don't have to. I just the way you trailed off, I was like, oh, maybe he's gonna see something else, but then you didn't. This hat is a lot. I'm sorry. I wear it here. So, is it Verena? Is that her name? Did she like stare super deep into your eyeballs and like make you feel all weird?
No.
Oh, cool. Because Saley did that to me, and I'm just realizing it's because she's the goddess of love. That makes sense.
Why does that make sense?
She told me to open myself up because I've been really closed off to love. And I don't want to be anymore.
Have you been closed off?
It's just I like you a lot. And I've had people that are very important to me get hurt. And I don't want you to be hurt. And I don't want to lose you because I don't want to feel that kind of loneliness again.
It is not easy to hurt me.
I mean, I don't want to hurt you either.
I am confused with what you are trying to say.
I think I know I've been keeping you at arm's length to protect me. And in turn, that's hurting both of us. And Saley really opened my eyes to being open and vulnerable and taking a chance and a risk. And I want to do that. I want to do that with you. What do you think?
I would like that.
Yeah? Can I hug you?
If that's what you all.
I'm gonna kiss you now. Is that cool?
Yes.
I kiss him. You're gonna have to come down here first. You're tall.
Yeah, he picks her up.
Oh, that's the best. And this is like full face grab. Not headbutt, but you get it.
You know, he'll hold you in a firmly but comfortable and comforting way. You know, a very loving way.
Yeah.
He leans down and she stands on her toes.
Yeah. My hat fell on the floor.
The leg pop, the foot pop.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get my foot in the frame.
Their lips meet tenderly and they hold each other, and there's some eyes peeking out from the doorway.
Some, like all of us.
Which one of us is facing the doorway? I feel like it's Ergun that has eyesight.
Probably.
And eye shadow.
Some giggles and then.
Oh no! I don't think there's eyes. There's just 1, 2, 3. There's like 4. How many are in the other? 4 of us? 3 of us?
4. Yeah.
4 of you.
You just see 4 hands like coming out like this, like one on top of the other. Let me go back inside.
Mina's like, give them some privacy.
Thanks, Mina.
They
wait, Ben was saying something.
Oh, we could find a more private place if you'd prefer.
Yes. So I would.
hand in hand, I walk off down to a different part of this palace.
Yeah, definitely a different floor.
I ask a guard to let them in and not to tell anybody where they are.
Anyone.
And the door
away 1,000 gold richer.
And the door shuts, leaving them to their own business. Rest of you party on into the night? Yes?
Yes. Till we go to sleep.
Until, yeah.
At the very end of the night, unless Sorlak passes out because he's drinking for 2.
Mm-hmm.
They're on the couch, sitting there, and the bottle that they've been passing between each other is empty. And Kismet just kind of like pointedly looking at the bottle and not at him. If anything happened to your loved ones, I'd never forgive myself.
I know.
I still have to do this. It's calling me from deep in my bones.
I know. I'm going with you as well.
You don't have to come. I'd understand if you didn't want to or couldn't for whatever reasons, and I truly would think no less of you in character or strength of spirit. But I'd have you at my side if you're willing to make a leap.
He kind of looks at her like blurrily because there's been a lot of booze, and I could stay, but as a gatekeeper, I should look to see if there are any fey threats to our realm. But as your companion, I should make sure you don't die. Besides,
off, you could have an entirely different arsenal at our command to a point, and who knows what kind of advantages lay ahead of us.
As long as we're not trading one threat for another, but we'll see. Besides, I need to find out if you're actually this fey queen or not. I'm curious to see which it is. Either way, we'll show them what the dawn does.
And Kismet pulls out another bottle from somewhere. Good. It may have actually disappeared in her hand. And pours a glass for both of them.
It was in the cushions of the couch. There's just so much wine around.
Warm.
And I think they both managed to finish their last glass before just kind of.
Yeah, I want to think like they both like sort of fall asleep on the couch, and then at some point during the night, like Kismet like it's like her head's on his shoulder because he's big. And that's how they are in the morning.
And there's a little tail wrap around. Instinctually. She's probably about the size of one of his kids.
Orlac doesn't have a tail though, does he?
No, but it's like probably wrapped around my arm or something.
Oh, yeah.
Just surrounded by bottles and shells of oysters.
Ew.
Broken oyster shells.
Smell like whiskey and brine in the morning.
Brine, yeah.
Oh.
But for the sailors in the group, that's not a big thing. Eliza, as you're both kind of passing out, she's holding you and she's just like, Eliza, darling, aren't you gonna need like an army?
Yeah, probably. At some point, yeah.
Who are we gonna get?
You.
Well, yeah, you're gonna get me.
Yeah.
You already got me.
You don't even know. I'm gonna get you so hard. Well, I was thinking we could get the Fey Realm, when we win it. And then like Imperia and the Musketeers.
Yeah.
Probably convince the Midlands to come. We got a lot of potential allies,
you know the dwarves.
Oh, I do know the dwarves.
And then there's our dwarves.
Oh,
I think they've kind of reclaimed the castle.
That's fine. Honestly, we were kind of taking it from their rightful owners anyway. How sometimes there's the human savior complex thing where it's humans come in and they save and then they're like, this is ours. And the dwarves are like, no, this is ours. We're like, no, you're short. Sit down. Maybe it was always theirs to begin with, but also I hope we can visit sometimes.
I'm sure they'll let us.
And the kobolds.
Oh, I miss the terrible food. They make terrible food.
They try so
hard.
Sweet. They try so hard. What is the song they sing? Razadoon.
Razadoon. You fuck with him, you'll be a doom.
Razadoon.
And then she's kind of stopped singing. And then you can just hear her slowly snoring.
Oh, that's cute. That's very cute.
Too.
I'm ready to shit out of you.
Now you're right in the face.
Mary was climbing inside your soul and set up a house.
Mm-hmm.
Good night.
Good night.
And you sleep through the night. Another long rest under your belt.
Thank God.
We're not attacked in the middle of the night.
Nope.
Nothing bad happens.
No, just a good night. And that's where we're going to wrap it up for the evening.
Oh my God, it's already 11.
I know.
Time goes fast when you're having cathartic
Beautiful
emotions.
stuff.
Oh my God, we did so much.
We did.
There was so much.
LJ,
Okay.
that was a kick-ass argument.
That was a
so
kick-ass
fun.
argument.
So
Very
fun. I love you so
uncomfortable.
much.
It's so good. I was just like, oh, they both get to just.
I was just like, oh my God, what's happening?
I'm
I
gonna.
had fun with hats and fun with all of you guys. I'm gonna head out.
Yeah. I actually have to
Thanks
eat.
for
I
your
ended
night.
up not eating before this because I
Yeah.
was not hungry. And so now I have to eat.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Bye.